What's up guys, JJT here, and today we're going to go over some class setups for the FR556. The gameplay throughout the video will be myself using the FR556 on the new map, Meowstor Tank Factory. I don't know if I'm saying that first word right, but that's my attempt at it. If you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more, and with that, let's get started. Alright, so starting things off, we're going to go over a few things about the FR556 that you should know. And if you don't already know for some reason, it's a 3-round burst assault rifle. It will kill in 3 shots out to about 30 meters, and past this, it's going to be a 4-shot kill, meaning that past 30 meters, it'll often take you 2 bursts to kill. You do get a great headshot bonus with this weapon though, and with this bonus in both the 3 and the 4-shot range, you can reduce your shots to kill by landing just 1 headshot. So 1 body shot, 1 headshot in the 3-shot range will get a kill, and 2 to the body, 1 to the head will result in a kill in the 4-shot range. With this being said, you still shouldn't aim directly for the head because the recoil within the burst is strong, and so you'll miss your 2nd and 3rd shots pretty often. It's often better to aim at the midsection and let the recoil kick you up to the headshot. This also means that the gun is not good at picking off people from head glitches or really long distances, since that has a lot of recoil in the burst. Because of that, it's best to stick to the 3-shot range, and I find this weapon performs best in the 15 to 30 meter range. And although it will melt enemies up close as well, the slower handling characteristics do make it hard to compete with the SMGs up close, so just keep that in mind. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our class setups, and the first setup I have is for Team Deathmatch. And I find that the FR556 works best with an aggressive setup, but we're going to get to a less aggressive setup later also. For this one, I have the tactical suppressor to stay off the radar, and I use it instead of the monolithic because we don't really need that minor range increase. And the monolithic actually penalizes your ADS speed a little bit more than the tactical, and we want better ADS speed with this setup, so I went ahead and went with the tactical. And next I have an optic because I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights, and I think a red dot sight of your choice is the best way to go with this setup. I personally use the Solo Zero Mini Reflex, but you use the one that you like best. After that, we have the FSS tack wrap and stippled grip tape to help our ADS speed. I don't really like using the tack laser because pre-aiming is super important in this game, and the tack laser will give you away. Lastly, I have the Ranger 4 grip to help with the recoil and bring back some of that aiming stability we lose from the other attachments, so we can more consistently get those 1-burst kills. Because even at 20 to 30 meters, this weapon has a tendency to miss shots now and then, and even if you're on target because of that burst recoil. The secondary weapon is up to you. I personally just use whatever launcher I'm trying to get gold at the time for all my classes, but that's completely up to you if you want to use a pistol or a launcher or whatever. For perks, I use Kill Chain, Ghost, and Tracker. I don't like to use Kill Chain that often, but I do feel like it's good for Team Deathmatch since your kill streaks count towards the score, and you're not going for an objective, so you don't need EOD nearly as much. If you can get your first kill streak with Kill Chain, it can often get you the rest of your kill streaks, so that's why I like it for Team Deathmatch. For our lethal and tactical, this is going to be the Semtex and the Stim, and for our field upgrade, I use Dead Silence in Team Deathmatch because I'm going to be more aggressive and we don't want them hearing our footsteps. For kill streaks, I go with Cruise Missile, VTOL Jet, and Chopper Gunner. The Cruise Missile is much better for Team Deathmatch since there aren't objectives to go to, so you're often going to miss the Cluster Strike or Precision Airstrike because people will probably get out of the way of it. They're not really going for an objective, so they're not sitting on that objective for you to hit them with it. The Cruise Missile, though, pretty much guarantees at least 1, but often more kills, so it'll help you get to that VTOL, and then the VTOL can help you get to the Chopper Gunner if you play smart, so that's why we have Kill Chain here. And then all of those kills count towards a score, so you're going to be helping your team win. For our next class setup, we're going to do a setup for Kill Confirmed, and I have a slightly different setup here. Since we need to be getting those tags, we want to have the best mobility and handling that we can manage. And I use the tactical suppressor, the 15.9-inch commando barrel to help our ADS speed and movement speed slightly. I use the Solo Zero Mini Reflex and FSS tack wrap alongside the stipple grip tape to further improve our ADS and sprint out times. The commando barrel does increase your recoil slightly, and it also decreases your 3-shot kill range to 27 meters, but this is only a 3-meter reduction. But that's okay for kill confirm because we want to be moving more quickly and we want to be able to get those tags as fast as possible so we can win the match. And your gunfights are best kept in the 10 to 25 meter range with this setup, so you can get those one burst kills. For perks, I use double time to get more tactical sprint to help us get those dog tags, but you don't really want to be using this the whole game. You don't want to be getting caught sprinting, so I use this just for picking up the tags really quickly and getting out of the way. I also use Ghost and Tune Up to help get our field upgrade faster, which will be Dead Silence. And this is obviously because we're going to be aggressive, moving around a lot more. We don't want them to be hearing our footsteps. Semtex and Stim are going to be our lethal and tacticals again. And for kill streaks, I go with personal radar, counter UAV, and advanced UAV. But the most important kill streak in this is the counter UAV. A lot of people don't realize in kill confirmed, the tags pop up on the mini map, and enemies will often use this to locate you when you pick tags up. So you want to scramble that mini map as often as possible to help you and your teammates get those tags more easily. The advanced UAV also helps your team get tags since they know where the enemies are and will know whether it's safe to pick up tags or not. So it kind of gives your team a confidence boost to go out there and grab the tags. Another setup I have for you is going to be for a domination objective type of player. So this is going to be if you like to play domination and you're somebody who likes to get on the objectives as often as possible. So with this setup, we're going to have the same gunsmith setup as our team deathmatch setup, and that's going to be with the tactical suppressor, Solo Zero Mini Reflex, FSS tack wrap, Ranger foregrip, and stippled grip tape. For perks, we have EOD though to tank explosives while we're on the objective. We have Ghost once again, and this time we have Shrapnel to get an extra lethal for defending the flags. And once again, we have Semtex and Stim for our lethal and tactical. For our field upgrade though, you could go with Dead Silence. Dead Silence is pretty much always a good field upgrade. Or you could go for a trophy system to kind of help you protect yourself or your teammates against projectiles while you're on the flag. Or tactical insertion is also really good to keep you spawning near B as often as possible. For kill streaks, I go with counter UAV, cluster strike because it bombards the position for longer than the precision airstrike, so it helps defend a flag for a while, it keeps them off of it. And the VTOL jet is my final to drop the airstrike on the flag when needed, and then your VTOL can defend the area. I also use the same attachments as this and the same perks for my setup for Hardpoint and Headquarters, but for Hardpoint I just changed the lethal to Claymores to prevent the enemies from getting into the Hardpoint, and for HQ I switched the lethal to C4 since you don't have to be on the objective once you cap it, and you can set the C4 and just blow it whenever they get on it. For Hardpoint HQ, I use the same kill streaks as Domination also, except I swapped the VTOL jet for the sentry gun to defend those objectives better. Next up, I have that longer range setup for you guys. The ones who don't like to be as aggressive, you want to kind of sit back and have like a Slayer type of role. This would be like really good for a Domination Slayer role, where you're not on the objective, but you're keeping the enemies from getting to the objective. For this class, we want better recoil properties, and so I use the muzzle brake and the Ranger foregrip to cut down on both the side-to-side kick and the vertical recoil. I also use the 24.4 inch sniper barrel, which will help our recoil also, and our bullet velocity, and it increases our ranges. This increases our 3-shot kill range from 30 meters to 40 meters, so you can now get a 1-burst kill all the way out to 40 meters. And this setup is actually best in the 20 to 40 meter range, so obviously you're going to be going for those 1-burst kills. But you don't really want to go past that. This weapon, even with the recoil control, is not great for ranges past 40 meters, so don't make a habit of challenging past that very often because you will miss a shot every now and then, even when you're on target, and you'll get taken out. For an optic, I go with the VLK 3x optic, and I use the stipple grip tape to get some of our ADS speed back. For perks, I go with cold-blooded since we won't be on the objectives as much to keep kill streaks off of us, but also keep us off of the thermal sights. I also have Ghost and Shrapnel once again, and Stemtex and Stem for our lethal and tacticals. In this case, I like to use either stopping power or deployable cover for our field upgrade, and honestly I lean a little bit more towards the deployable cover because, like I said, the stopping power increases your recoil and it can make you miss shots more often, which kind of defeats the purpose of trying to kill with less shots. I find the deployable cover allows you to set up cover in spots where your enemies aren't already looking when they come around the corner, so this gives you a big advantage, makes them have to switch their aim over to a different area than they're normally already aiming at. And for kill streaks, you just adapt this to whatever game mode you're playing. I use the same as the Domination objective setup. For hardcore modes, the FR556 is always a one-shot kill, so we don't need to worry about recoil nearly as much, and instead we need to focus on being able to react quickly. I use the tactical suppressor, the 15.9-inch commando barrel, Solo Zero mini reflex, FSS tack wrap, and stippled grip tape to achieve this. For perks, we have EOD mainly because the rest don't do a lot in hardcore, and EOD always helps in just about any mode, so it's just always a good perk to have. We also have Ghost and Tracker, since finding enemies can be much more difficult in hardcore mode due to the slower gameplay. Tracker can help out a lot by letting you see those footsteps. For lethal, once again, we have Semtex, but this time for our tactical, we have the snapshot grenade, again, because we want to be able to find enemies more easily. And in hardcore mode, you have a much easier time wall banging, so the snapshot grenade is pretty good here. For our field upgrade in hardcore mode, you pretty much don't have a choice but to use dead silence, since people won't be moving as much. They're going to be hearing your footsteps pretty easily. You could also argue that the recon drone can help your team out quite a bit, but in general, I would say dead silence is pretty much a requirement for hardcore mode. For kill streaks, we have personal radar, UAV, and advanced UAV, simply because that mini-map being up as often as possible is the best thing you can do for you and your team. Even if everyone uses Ghost, this is very powerful. Just knowing the position of your teammates better can help quite a bit. Last but not least, we have our Warzone setup. And before I get into that, I want to remind you guys, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And leave a comment below telling me what you like or dislike about my video, or give me ideas for future videos, or what gun you would like me to cover next. But with that, let's get into our setup here. And for Warzone, I use the same attachment setup as I do for my long range setup, and that's going to be with the muzzle brake, 24.4-inch sniper barrel, VLK 3x optic, Ranger foregrip, and stippled grip tape. For perks, we have EOD, Overkill, and Tracker. And for our secondary weapon, you just choose the sniper rifle of your choosing and choose how you like to set it up. That's why we have the Overkill, so we can put that sniper on and get those long distance kills. Because like we discussed earlier, the FR556 is not a good, really long range weapon. It's more of a mid to slightly long range weapon. And this time for our lethal and tactical, we're going to be using the Semtex and heartbeat sensor to help locate enemies as often as possible. And obviously we don't have a set field upgrade or set kill streaks. You just pick those up as you go. So we're not going to get into that. And that is going to go ahead and wrap things up for my best class setups for the FR556 in every mode. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment below with what you think I should do next. As always, I'm JJT. Stay frosty, guys.